The US government is about to use the war with Iran to completely reset the dollar. This is the greatest threat to the national security of the United States. It is not Iran, it is not North Korea, but rather the national debt that is about to cross $40 trillion. Last year, the government has paid over $1 trillion in interest payments. And over the next 5 to 7 years, interest payments are going to rise to over $2 trillion. On the other side, government's revenue isn't rising much. Imagine when you're paying almost half of your entire taxpayers' revenue just to close the interest payments. That is the greatest danger for any country, including the United States. But this is not the first time the United States is facing such a challenge. The last time it happened was during 1940s when the United States was facing World War II. The debt to GDP ratio back in the days have reached over 120%, and the United States had one way or another pay off that debt, because if you don't do that, you're going to go bankrupt. And right now, the United States, for the first time, is facing such a similar crisis when the debt to GDP ratio has crossed almost 125%. If this trend is going to continue, the United States is going to be out of business. So the United States government is most likely going to use the Iran war to fix this problem and reset the dollar. So in this video, I will explain how exactly the government is going to do that and how you can protect yourself and most importantly, profit out of it. So if you're ready, give this video a thumbs up and let's get right into it. The main reason that the national debt has grown exponentially during 1940s is because the US government did not have enough money to finance the war. So half of the money came from taxpayers, the other half was raised by selling US treasuries and raising that money as a debt. And to prevent the entire economy from collapsing, because when you're raising so much money and you're facing the greatest conflict in history, investors are worried. So it is very difficult to raise money from them. So the Federal Reserve has put a cap. Long-term treasuries would have 2.5% yields, while short-term treasuries will have 0.3% yields. Basically, the Federal Reserve told the public, listen, if you try to sell your US bonds, we are going to buy it and we will keep the yields at the rates that I just told you. So nobody was actually selling their US treasuries. And because almost all of the US debt was held by the American public, the United States basically has a complete monopoly on the debt. So it didn't actually trigger a massive sell-off on the US treasuries. So the government was borrowing so much money, and if you want to measure it to today's dollars, then the government was borrowing trillions of dollars to finance World War II. And what do you think happens when you massively increase the supply of money by borrowing money, especially in form of debt? You're increasing the supply of money. When more dollars are chasing the exact same amount of goods, suddenly inflation starts to rise. Any kind of spending, either by the government or the consumers, is going to lead to a massive inflation. But it didn't actually create a huge problem during the war because the Federal Reserve simply kept a cap on the US treasuries. But right after the war, when the United States had to pay back its debt, guess what the Federal Reserve did? It removed the cap, which meant that all that inflation suddenly devalued the value of the dollar. And because we have two types of GDP, which is the real GDP, when the real size of the economy grows, and a nominal GDP, when the numbers simply grow just because there are so many dollars in the economy, the nominal GDP instantly increased dramatically while the debt kept the same, which means that the debt to GDP ratio instantly fell down to less than 20% of the GDP. And that's how the United States fixed the problem with debt and reset the dollar right after World War II without actually paying off the debt at all. And it seems like this time it is going to be exactly the same. The war with Iran is going to cost the US government trillions of dollars because this is the most serious country the United States is about to face since 1945. The United States didn't face such a serious challenge since 1945, so it might need to raise trillions of dollars to finance this war. First of all, the Federal Reserve will have to lower further down interest rates to make it possible for the government to maintain the debt to be able to wage this war. But just because you're borrowing money to finance the war, you're driving spending, you're driving GDP, it doesn't mean that the real size of the economy is going to grow. And according to Donald Trump himself, the US economy is supposed to grow by 15 to 20%.
I've been watching you and everybody else for years, and they say 3% growth. Oh, this is great, GDP. 3% GDP, 2.5%, they're very happy, 2.5%, 2%, 1%, they're happy with anything. We should grow 15 or 20%.
Donald Trump claims that we can grow the GDP by 15 or 20%. Now, let me tell you something. The only way you can do that is by massively printing dollars and devaluing the value of the dollar. It is impossible to grow your GDP, the real economy, by 15 or 20% unless you're literally just devaluing the dollar. You can do that when your country has nothing. So when you're building the basic infrastructure, you're growing the GDP. But guess what? The United States is the most advanced economy in the world. It is impossible to grow the US GDP by more than 3 or 4%. So it seems like Donald Trump does actually wants to grow the GDP by 20%, but it's going to be through devaluation of the dollar, just like it was during 1940s and 1950s. But this time it is going to be a lot worse than it was during World War II, because this time the United States is not simply going to finance part of the war with debt, but rather it is going to finance the entire war with debt. And until this point, we have no idea how long this war is going to last. It might last a few weeks, it might last a year, it might last 2 years, maybe 3 years. Who knows how many years it is going to last. But the longer it is going to last, the better it is going to be for the United States, because the faster the United States can devalue the value of the dollar and grow the GDP much faster. Now, it doesn't mean that it's going to be really great for you. If you're on a fixed wage, then the value of your income is going to deteriorate substantially. Now, on the other side, there is a problem. If the dollar is going to lose so much of its value, why would investors keep investing in the US Treasuries? Well, there are a few reasons. Now, first of all, a huge part of the US debt is either owned by other government agencies, which we call intergovernmental debt, so they have no other option but to keep being invested in the US debt. Another major category of investors in the US debt are major US banks. And they also have no other option but to be invested in the US Treasuries. Because if you want to be a bank in the United States, you must hold a certain amount of US Treasuries. It is required by law. Thirdly, there is so much chaos in the world. And this war with Iran is causing even much more chaos. It is leading to higher oil prices. It is leading or destabilizing the entire region. And when there is so much instability in the world, capital must be invested somewhere. And the United States dollar and the US Treasuries are safe haven assets, because you know for a fact that the United States is going to be preserved. So capital will be flying back to the United States, and that huge demand for the US Treasuries is going to hold the yields substantially down. And if, God forbid, that is not going to happen, then the Federal Reserve owns about or less than 20% of the entire debt market, which means that it is in a position to substantially buy US Treasuries through quantitative easing to keep the interest payments on the US government sustainable until it devalues the dollar and reset the currency, when the debt to GDP ratio will go to as low as 90% or 85%. At that level, it is going to become again sustainable for the US government to continue making the interest payments. Just to show you how much the dollar is losing its value, that over just the last 3 months alone, the price of gold has gone from $4,000 to $5,417. And this is as of the time that I'm recording this video. Probably over the next couple of weeks or over the next couple of months, it is going to cross $6,000. And every single time the price of gold substantially rises, it is not because gold suddenly becomes more valuable, but rather because the dollar is losing a substantial amount of its value. So we're witnessing another major currency reset just like it happened back in 1940s. And because the United States right now is facing a similar problem, it seems like the US government is about to use the exact same methodology to fix the problem, just like it did back in 1940s. The only way that you can protect yourself during this economy is to be an investor. It doesn't matter, as long as you're buying a real asset that appreciates alongside when the dollar loses its value, you're going to be safe. So if you want a step-by-step strategy on how you can massively profit from this crisis, and you want to know which stock you should be buying, or what are the top 5 stocks that you should be buying right now to massively profit from this crisis, then check out the Investing Academy. The link is going to be in the description of this video.